Jacinda Ardern will finally get around to painting her fence tomorrow as she nervously awaits the outcome of the election. The Labour leader began her day with a blitz of media interviews when she cited meeting the families of the Pike River victims on the West Coast as one of the most memorable campaign moments. Her partner, Clark Gayford, joked that if he becomes the First Lady man, he's aiming to emulate former US First Lady Michelle Obama, but would probably be more like Prince Philip. Our Deputy Political Editor Chris Bramwell's been covering Labour's campaign and she filed this report on the final days.
Susan, my name is Jacinda Ardern. I'm the leader of the New Zealand Labour Party. How are you? Great. Susan, I'm just doing the ring around to remind people of polling day in just a couple of days.
Jacinda Ardern is hitting the phones at Labour Party HQ in Wellington as the election campaign draws to a close. Just 7 weeks ago, Labour was on track for another loss as it languished in the early to mid-20s in the political polls. But with the election of Ms Ardern as leader, the party's fortunes changed overnight, and tomorrow's result is now too close to call. Ms Ardern says it's been an exceptional campaign.
One that will go down in history for many, many reasons. I'm really proud of the positive campaign that we've run, but really there is a sense of urgency now. My message to New Zealanders would be that we cannot wait another 3 years for the change we need to deliver better housing, better healthcare and cleaner rivers.
The National Party has pulled out all the stops in the past month to try to counter Jacinda Ardern's sweeping popularity. It's created attack ads that contain misinformation, and its leader and finance minister have stood by a widely debunked claim about Labour's fiscal plan. Jacinda Ardern says National's negative campaign has been frustrating.
The only place for blame to go is on the party that has spun the lie, and it has been National who have claimed we're doing something that we absolutely are not. Labour will not increase income taxes. In fact, we've got something that represents the complete opposite for 70% of families, and that's a family package that makes them better off.
The final days of Labour's campaign involved a whistle-stop day of flying to Christchurch, Wellington and Auckland, which included the obligatory university campus rally. Jacinda Ardern has visited almost every campus in the country trying to encourage young people to get out and vote.
Yeah, my sense of urgency really is for that generation as well. We're making decisions that aren't just about the next 3 years, they're about the next 10.
Sadly for Ms Ardern, the final day of her campaign includes attending her grandmother's funeral in Te Aroha. But before and after that, there's no rest. She's done more walkabouts, business visits and even spent some time at a mushroom growing and packing plant. Jacinda Ardern cast her vote early, so does she have plans for polling day?
Absolutely, I'm painting the fence.
Oh, you are painting?
Yes, well, I figure there's going to be a lot of people standing outside it, so it needs to be finished.
It was at the humble but proud Wainuiomata Rugby Club rooms north of Wellington that Jacinda Ardern made her last speech of this long and arduous campaign. People were standing on chairs trying to get a glimpse of Ms Ardern as she made her way through the crowd, fathers holding their children aloft and teenagers frantically recording on their phones.
I'd like everyone to give a real Wainuiomata welcome to the next Prime Minister of New Zealand.
The local MP Trevor Mallard introduced his leader to the rapturous crowd. She told the packed room that a Labour government will not rest until it's turned around all of the problems in housing, health and education. And she urged every person in the room to vote and encourage everyone they knew to do the same.
Get your family to vote, get your friends to vote, because on Saturday the 23rd of September we will make history. Let's do this!
Mō te hōtaka o te ahiahi nei, ko Chris Bramwell ahau.
And our Deputy Political Editor Chris Bramwell joins us now via Skype from the Point Chevalier Bowling Club, where Jacinda Ardern is expected to turn up in the next hour. Hi Chris, what's happening there tonight?
Hi Rowan, the local Point Chev school is having a dinner here tonight. You can probably see behind me loads of children, maybe even hear them. So they're really excited about Jacinda Ardern turning up for their annual dinner. She's spent most of the day doing mall walkabouts. Early this morning she visited a business, and then as you heard then in my package, she actually went driving down to Te Aroha this morning to attend her grandmother's funeral. So the last few days have been tinged with some sadness for her as she was very close to her grandmother, but then she had to come back up here and hit the campaign trail for the last hours really as polling day nears.
Yeah, she's really been soldiering on after that sort of sad part to the day. How's she seemed after that?
I think there has been she said it's been a tough day for her, but she absolutely knows that she just has to continue on and roll with it. There's only really now a matter of hours until midnight, which is when campaigning has to stop. All the hoardings come down. That's really the end of campaigning. And tomorrow is, for most of us, for political reporters and for candidates, it's kind of an oddly quiet day. People go to the polls, but there can be no campaigning, there can be no advertising, no reporting about the election. So it's very quiet until 7 p.m. when the polls close. And from that stage, we'll start seeing the results coming in. Jacinda Ardern, as you heard in my piece there, will be out the front of her house painting the fence, painting the front of her house. She's going to have a really lovely brunch in the morning, she said, relax a little bit, and then it'll be game on really in the evening as the results roll in.
And what's your sense of the vibe in the camp there? Nervous, confident?
Oh, I think it's probably, I don't know about confident. I think they're just being kind of cautious about it because really no one knows how this is going to roll. It's been an absolutely unprecedented campaign for Labor, really, to come from 23% 7 weeks ago up to now where they're kind of almost in the high 30s, early 40s. No one could have really, expected this to happen. But with her leadership, they've really rocketed upwards. So I think they're just going to be waiting to see how it all falls tomorrow night. And then from there, it's really either the beginning, I guess, for the negotiations that will then carry on, because I think it's probably clear that neither National nor Labor will be able to form a government on their own. They will definitely need their support partners, whether it be New Zealand First, the Greens, the Māori Party, however those coalitions shape up.
Thanks very much, Chris. That was Chris Bramwell there talking to us from the Point Chev Primary School.